How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 called Dark Forest, the Final Chapter. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads: The Dark Forest series of forestry maps began its journey back in FS19. The series continued with Dark Forest, the next chapter, and will conclude with Dark Forest, the final chapter for FS25. Each Dark Forest installment is an easy forestry map for the beginner. Once you clear out an area of forest, try making a farm for yourself and expand across the map. Sawmill production, Cooper production, 16 buyable lands, warehouse. There are no mods required for this map. This map was created by Mr. T-Bone39 and Shantyboys and is 32.4 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out on the eastern portion of the map, just next to the shop trigger and repair triggers. We start out by owning farmlands number 1 and 2. That is it. Number 1 is your main starting farm and a field with no product in it, and number 2 is a barley field that has been harvested. You can purchase all areas in the map, and the prices on the map do vary, but are relatively cheap. Not even relatively, they're dirt cheap. 71 acres for $65,000, 61 acres for $56,000. You got this one here, almost 80 acres for $72,000. I mean, you're talking 243 acres for $221,000. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing in the ways of pricing. 81 acres. This is the most expensive one for $671,000. I mean, okay. The rest of these are cheap. So cheap. But there's basically a lot of logging, and that's why. I mean, you're going to be out here for years trying to get stuff done. But all that being said, let's see. We can buy all areas of the map. We do start out with a chicken pasture. We do have contracts available for this map. We do have deadwoods and wood transporting, so that's actually really nice. And we do not start with any production chains. And there are collectibles on this map, 25 of them to be precise. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, under the buy menu, there is nothing here. And under the build menu, there is nothing under buildings, nothing under productions, nothing for animals, nothing for decorations. But here under landscaping and under the painting swatch, you can see we have a ton of different swatches available to us for this map. Nothing for trees or plants. Well, we start up here at the shop, so let's go ahead and take a look. Shop trigger, and way off in the distance the repair trigger. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase a truck so I can get around super fast and don't have to worry about anything. So let's go ahead and, you know what, let's get the international. Why not? Why not have the little international, black body and red rimmed? I like it. I like it a lot. Way over in the distance. So let's go to this repair trigger first. Actually, no, let's grab the truck. It's pointing in the right direction. Repair trigger right there. And now leaving out the back side of this area, right around this corner, we have the warehouse sell point, and around this side, the warehouse buy point. This is where you can purchase all your palleted goods. So now we take off from here and we head out amongst the map. So we're going to take off in this direction. And we're going to follow this road out, starting to our main starting farm, which is coming up here to my right. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and stop right here. Now, because we're here at our starting farm, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting equipment. Under the Vehicles tab, we have an Agromaz Aquila Drive 400 seeder, the Amazon Senio 4000 Super Cultivator. We have the Case IH 4408 corn header and sunflower header, the Hardy Mega 1200L sprayer, the International, nope, this is one I just bought. No, one of these are ones I just bought. Yeah, so you do start out with one of these, but it's because it's at your starting farm that, yeah, anyways, I should have leased it. Anyways, we have a Komatsu 951 tree harvester, the Kubota M77 front loader, a Kubota M8 201. We have a Massey Ferguson 8750 harvester, the header for the harvester. We have the Rudolph DK 280RP trailer, and that's it. So starting over here, we have our sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger right here. Over here, we have a chicken pasture with room for 31 chickens and none to start out with. Feed goes there, eggs spawn there. A little bit of storage and a silo in the back way over here. And now we need to leave once again. Wait, did I miss? Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, easy, easy, easy. Farmer's market right over here. Loose grain sell point there. Palleted goods on this side over here. So now we're going to start following the main road all the way around until we take in all the other points of interest throughout the map. As you can see, this beautiful lake right over here. I got to pay attention to my driving and looking at the lake at the same time. As we continue to fly around here, over here we have the Cooper production point. You can purchase this for $300,000. And we have a, I believe this is the output right over here, and the input is on the other side. Right there. Connecting back with the main road. We're going to follow this around for our next point of interest. What you're going to see is you're going to see long, well, not long, but large gaps where there's going to be a lot of driving. Because basically what this road does is it makes a giant ring around the majority of the map. So there's only a select number of production points and points of interest. So only so many places, so long a distance that I can cover with any of my vehicles. So right over here, go, stop right there. We have the carpentry, $300,000 to purchase the carpentry. We have an input, input over here, wood cell trigger there, and output right there. Now we're going to follow this back out. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Easy there. So we're going to continue around the roads, heading in a counterclockwise motion around the map. keep on trucking on. Like I said, there's going to be those instances where there's going to be a pretty decent gap in the locations and points of interest. There's going to be some downtime on this map because you're going around, like I said, you're pretty much going around the entire outer perimeter of the map with very little exceptions. And there's at least that one area right there in particular where it really kind of snakes around. Alright, so right over here, whoops, Lime Station, right over there. Animal Dealer, right here to my right. Now, if you're interested in purchasing animals for your map, you can go ahead and go to this icon here, or use this same icon at any of the pens and pastures you have laid out on your map. If you use this icon directly, though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them for you to whatever pen and pasture you may have around your map. Now, just to give you some reference, for an adult cow, it is $100 per adult cow. It gets really expensive really quickly. So to save that money, you can come over here with an animal trailer. You can park within this hazard box here and then walk in and click on this button. It'll load the animals directly into your animal trailer, and then you can deliver the animals anywhere around the map that you want. Animal dealer, sell point, right here. Beehive and a honey spawn point right there. Alright, and I accidentally took the wrong road. That's alright. Alright, so you see in the distance over there the giant manure heap. That is the manure buy point. And in the closer to the truck there is the slurry buy point. So we're going to go ahead and leave out of that area. We're going to hit our next point of interest. As we continue to follow this around. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the story is with the trees. I noticed that this was happening on another map as well. I was doing a map tour earlier, and these particular types of trees were really kind of buggy, I guess is the proper term. Alright, so here we go. This is the sawmill. You can see here to the left is the input. I'll go ahead and stop right here. Wood cell trigger right up there. If we follow this up, now tucked away over here is a sawmill, 300,000 to purchase, and our outputs are all under the awning here, and it's a aggregate collection. So you have your starting your output right here, whatever spawns, then it continues on to here, and then in the back there as well. So you get all sorts of stuff that'll spawn like right on top of one another. I do like how this is all laid out here. This is actually really cool how it's kind of the multi-tiered with the little step up right there, little ramp. I like that. I think this is unique. This is interesting. Where's my truck? Where'd I go? There it is. And now, from here, we're going to go see our last point of interest. This one's just down the road, not too far away. Coming up here to my left is the gas station. And that's it. That is the Dark Forest, the final chapter. Now it's time to render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. Now, normally what I do is I have a kind of grading curve when it comes to forestry maps, because there's not much that you can do beyond the forestry until you build it out and start to actually be able to do the other things that you may want to do. So I'm going to grade this on a curve because I do consider this to be a very forestry heavy map, even though we do have contracts, certain contracts, and we do have a couple of fields to start out with. I'm still going to consider it a forestry map. So considering it that, what do I think of this map? I really like it. 0 to 5 scale, as I mentioned. I really like this map. I really, really like this map. Mr. T-Bone did a fantastic job on it. I love the layout. I love how the map has seemed to have matured over the years. And it seems like it's just getting, I don't want to say more complicated, just more complex, where there's going to be additional dynamics involved in this map. You got a couple of the production points. You got a couple of fields here, so you got ways to be able to try and make you money. I like that. I really, really like that. And because you can buy the entirety of the map, you're able to make whatever you want, really. It really doesn't have to be anything. It'd be whatever you want it to be. And I could just see really just knuckling down and really kind of going to town on making something really, really cool. And you can see hidden amongst the trees is a nice undulating kind of background. And I really like that. I like the maps that are able to kind of have those rolling hills, those gentle eases that aren't just strictly flat. And this one does that for me. I like it. And you get some water features. You get all these different kind of little things that really kind of stick out and make it really, really nice. You know, again, looking at the color palette, it's very toned down. You're not seeing tons and tons of flowers everywhere. You're seeing some, but like the wildflowers, but you're not getting like overwhelmed and bombarded. So it makes it seem legit. It makes it seem real, you know, as a place that it could exist in the world. So all that being said, what do I think of this map? 0 to 5 scale as per usual. Grading it on the forestry curve, I'm going to give this a solid 4, approaching a 4.5. I think that this is a very, very good map, and if you're into forestry, this is going to be a good one for you. Like I said, I like it. I think this is a really solid map. But all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this map tour, and if you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing the shows you're enjoying this channel, enjoying the content. That being said, hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.